Mazel tov. Mazel tov. Congratulations. I want to congratulate all of the Jewish people. We've completed the job. Many people ask, why are we so excited about Moshiach now? Okay, we were excited about Moshiach when Shabtai Tzvi came, a false Messiah. Why not then? Why wasn't it then? Why wasn't it Bar Kokhba? Times of Rabbi Akiva. Here's an answer based on Chassidus of Chabad and other sources. We know there were two sons, Yaakov and Esav. Yaakov was a man of the tents. Esav was a man of the fields. Esav was a warrior. He lived by the sword. Yaakov lived in the tent. Yaakov was the idea of settling the world, of making this world a better place. The way of Esav doesn't make the world a better place. It might make it better for Esau, but it doesn't make it better for the rest of us. So Yaakov and Esau represent two worldviews. The worldview of Yaakov, of Jacob, is to settle the world, is to have law and order, mercy, taking care of the elderly, taking care of the sick, caring about others. The way of Esau is to divide and conquer, is to take over the world, is to make it mine, says Esau. So these two brothers and their two different worldviews were born into the world. Yaakov and Esav, we know in the Parsha of Yishlach, it says that Jacob sent gifts to Esau. He sent him gifts, spiritual gifts. And then together they united. And they went together, and Esau said, let's go to Seir together. And Jacob said, no. If you look at Rashi there, Rashi says, not now. Later we'll meet in Seir. When will we meet in Seir? When Moshiach comes. So why now to be excited about Moshiach? So the Ramban, Nachmanides, lived in Spain in the 1100s, says that each 1,000 years of history is like a different day, is another day of the week. From 0 to 1,000 is Sunday, 1,000 to 2,000 is Monday. Right now is the 6th millennium, 5780. We're already halfway through Friday. It's past Chatzos Hayom. But how are we practically ready for Mashiach? The world seems so crazy. The world is going nuts. It seems that the world is Sodom and the Dor Mabul all mixed into one. The Dor Mabul had no laws, but they did whatever they wanted. Sodom had laws, but the laws were corrupt. That's the way the world seems. But if we look at this question from Jewish history and the marching orders, the Raza D'Tre of the Jewish people, that we should be a light unto the nations, we'll understand why Mashiach the times of Mashiach are already before us. So it says in the Gemara that the only reason we went into exile is to bring in Gerim, converts. In the Sect of Psachim, in the Tractate of the Laws of Pesach, it says only to bring in converts. Bring in converts? We don't go door to door. Excuse me, hello, would you like to be a Jew? Here's some literature. Be a Jew. Such a difficult Gemara to understand. But the Baal Shem Tov HaKodesh says like this, that the converts that we're talking about in the Gemara are those sparks of Kedusha, the sparks of holiness that are embedded in the world. Those sparks of holiness that are the power of Esau. The advantage of Esau is that he had great power. Say, Rov Tavuas Mekoach Hashor. We get more produce from the power of the ox. Esau was the ox, the powerhouse. So what has been our marching orders? To turn our brother Esau into a mensch. And that's the idea of converting these people, converting the world to godliness. To have a settled world, a world of tikkun, a world that's ready, that has justice and peace. Go back to ancient Rome, if you would, 2,000 years ago. They didn't have social welfare programs. They didn't have little buses that took the elderly to their bingo. They didn't have justice, courts, law and order, in which every person, no matter what their race or religion, can have a fair trial. These things were unknown in Rome 2,000 years ago. But let's fast forward to today. As we went from nation to nation, as we went to Babylon, and to Syria, and to Yemen, and to Poland, and to Morocco, and to the Americas. We brought with us the light of the Torah wherever we went. This was bringing releasing the sparks that are in everything so that the world can understand the ideas of truth and justice. That has been our marching orders. And congratulations, my friends, my Jewish brothers and sisters, and all the people on earth who will benefit from this. We've completed our job. Right now it's Erev Shabbat before Yom Shekula Shabbat, the day that's always the Sabbath, in which there will be universal peace for all mankind. The world has accepted these Jewish values that 2,000 years ago were spat upon. The idea there should be justice. The idea that we take care of the elderly, that we take care of the sick. These Torah values have spread throughout the world. So therefore, we are ready now the world is ready for Moshiach. War, in all of history, when has Europe not had war for almost 80 years? No wars, basically, except a little skirmish in the Balkans. France, Germany, England at peace? Unheard of. Esau at peace? Unheard of. And now they're unified. So the positive aspect of that is that the world is tired of war. War is not the answer. It's taken us 6,000 years to recognize that. But now the world recognizes that. And the only difference between the exile and the redemption is one letter. The exile is the goel, is that the exile has no aleph in it. It has no alufa sha'olam. It has no God of the world to recognize there's one true God, one King of all the world. And all the peoples in the world can move to that God and be inspired. That's why it says in Zechariah that the Ruach HaTamai Eva Min Haaretz, the spirit of impurity, will be removed from the earth. And look, even the curse to Adam, that by the sweat of our brow we earn our bread. Even that, who do you know now goes out and plows the field by the sweat of their bread? I don't know anyone. Okay, oh, well, you sweat when you go to work. Well, that's what if you don't wear your deodorant and you become anxious, but that's your choice. Now we live in a time when most people aren't even working. Machines are doing everything that we need. We're going to have machines that drive us to places. All of this is happening in natural order. It's all happening as planned. So all we have to do is open our eyes and congratulate ourselves that we've done the job. We've suffered. We've been in the light to the nations. When our people were being slaughtered in Europe, after they showed movies in America that showed this around the world, it was light and darkness to show man's inhumanity to man. The world understands that war doesn't work. The world understands that hatred doesn't work. The world understands that every man should have his fair trial and justice. The world understands that now. And that's been through the effort of thousands of years in which this message is finally accepted by all mankind. So together we should live in a world in which we don't hear any sirens. The only siren we should hear is the Tekoa Gadol of the great shofar, that imperceptible sound of the advent of the Messianic age, of the days of Moshiach, in which all men will live together, and the knowledge of God will fill the world like water fills the sea. May it be today.